This is not Doctor Who. This is not. I
It's not
really,
Doctor Who.
really, I really don't like Doctor Who. All right, I loathe Doctor Who. This is different.
Okay, yeah, it's different.
Right. And so he, over time, he assembles a crew, and they're all from different times. And they all have different abilities. He has uh, Caroline. Caroline.
I thought you were gonna say Caroline Crackshot from Mississippi in the old West.
Just looking around at things on my desk. Caroline Crackpipe.
Crackpipe. Caroline Crackpipe.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is a new
everybody.
podcast.
It might have been like demon possessed.
It was a fairly large, mutated-looking chicken. We were born in the north, but we grew up in the south.
We learned all of our words from Pennsylvania.
And people are that's toboggan. That little toboggan.
Not
there.
a toboggan. Toboggan is a sled.
Okay.
0.3 inches, baby.
Dude, I can't take it.
How you doing, my guy?
I'm good.
He's good. That's good. You're good.
You gotta start over. I'm not good at. Everybody can see my face, and I don't like that.
Well, don't worry about it. Let's just talk a little bit.
Just go for it.
Can I wear a bag over my head and put 2 eye holes through it?
Sure.
You'd probably look better.
Yeah, sure.
What do
Where's
you?
Joe at?
What do you mean?
He's not on this
He's
episode.
not on this
I can't-
episode.
I can't see him.
He's
He's
not
not
on
here.
this episode.
What do you mean he's not here?
We discussed this already. Me and Wyatt are doing it because have you seen the Video Forum podcast?
We do.
I have seen the video podcast.
You're on a big monitor right over here that you cannot see on screen. So because of that, we don't want someone to be blocking the guest. So we just do two
Yeah,
people.
we did two people.
Two.
Oh, okay. So everybody will see me on the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can see you on a giant monitor next to us, but you cannot see that.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun. What have you been up to?
Oh, just living, buying, cheap pieces of art from Goodwill and stuff to make this place look a little better.
Well, I was looking at the art today. We went to the thrift store. I looked at some art, but didn't find anything I liked.
Look at this thing. Look, circles.
Oh, very nice circles.
The circle. It's my desk
He's
painting.
got more art than us.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of art. Yeah, I got a little picture of a World War I bomber right above my thermostat, just to remind people what's going to happen if they touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Over your thermostat.
yeah, right above the thermostat.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the only one who really touches the thermostat, so it's sort of
Yeah. What are you still working at the lawn place?
I am
Okay.
cutting grass.
Do you plan on leaving there?
Yeah, I plan on leaving and being rich and living.
Yeah,
in a big
well,
giant-
obviously, but I mean,
it's basically what everybody thinks. You plan on leaving there? Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna leave there with all my money.
yeah.
All your money.
Move to a big giant house.
Well, I mean, have you had any prospects for any other jobs?
Not really,
Yeah.
because I've got this place to pay for, so looking for a job has more strings attached to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
definitely does.
absolutely.
So, plus it pays for everything. So
It does.
I don't want to go try to entry level into some other place.
Yeah.
I basically, if I found a different job, I basically have to say, you got to pay me this much, and what I make is definitely not what most places charge. People who just start.
Yeah, they charge people.
Just because
Shut
we're
up,
on the
Wyatt. This the video format is throwing me off.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I can see my face.
because we're on the video.
Minimize your face. Minimize it.
Can we give
But
a little introduction before we go? I mean, we've already been going, but
Yeah.
people, I don't know if you listen to the Midnight, if you don't listen to Midnight Special or not. What seasons were those that you guys and John Mark were on? He hasn't been on this in a minute.
Yeah.
So, or the midnight. So, John Mark, introduce yourself a little bit and say who you are.
Yeah. So, I am John Mark. I'm John Mark. I'm Wyatt's brother. He used to be my best friend, but then he moved away. And that's why I haven't been on any of the podcasts recently, because he had the cool little setup at his job. You know, being a janitor opens a lot of doors for a guy.
It really does. I'm still opening doors.
Yeah. So you know, once the music room at the school was lost to me, I kind of had to just go without being on a podcast for a little while.
Yeah.
And I will admit that it was pretty enjoyable.
What? Hey.
What?
There were no deadlines, no rushing to get. No, I'm kidding.
You
one episode.
I miss talking about stuff and making questionable jokes with you guys.
Have you watched any of our video podcasts?
I have seen clips and stuff.
You need to watch the ones you need to watch.
Are the ones about him?
No, are the we did a series called Movies of the Decades.
Oh yeah.
And what we did was we took, starting at the 60s and 70s, each episode we'd do two decades, and we'd each pick 3 movies, and then we'd see what's the top 3 from each decade from our list. Okay. And we went all the way up to the 2010s, and then once we had the top 3 from each decade out of our lists, we took all the movies and made one last video for the top 3.
I disagree with the list.
Josh disagrees with everything.
What were the top 3?
You have to go watch the episode to find out.
Well, by the time this one comes out, the other episodes come out. So can we tell him?
It will be out. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you're the. No, it will not be out yet.
Really?
No.
Then we can't tell him?
We can't. I mean, go ahead and say it.
I guess I'll just have to watch.
Go ahead and say it.
I guess I'll just have to watch it.
Yeah.
Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay.
Yeah, so go watch those, because we get into some heated arguments. We get actually legitimately angry with each other.
Oh, okay.
It gets weird, it gets wacky.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that Wyatt's taste in movies are good, and then you guys have your taste in movies.
Well, actually, we didn't define it based just solely on our taste.
Yeah. Because
we realized that if we did that, there would be so many movies that we would have to watch preparing for each episode that we wouldn't be able to do it. Plus, so we just went. We went with what's the best movie of this decade, sort of based on how popular it was, how well it's transcended time, just things like that. So movies like
for something that has gotten backlash that I picked.
Backlash?
Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash.
This has come out.
The other one's
by
something
now.
else.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Was I picked The Notebook not because it was my favorite movie.
I was wondering why he was just sitting there going.
Did he just hang up on us?
No, I think we lost connection.
Joseph, we lost John Mark. We lost him.
Daddy's computer just shut down for some reason.
Yeah.
He was sitting there like.
So we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
We lost John Mark for a second there, and he had to switch computers.
Yeah. So if the frame rate's a little lower,
pretty awful.
Yeah,
it's all right.
John Mark.
It's all right. They did this for years in 2010. So if they can do it then, we can do it now.
Yeah, and we can do everything that they did in 2010 in 2021.
It's no problem, no issues.
No problem.
So where were we?
I was on the Notebook. I don't know if we had got to that point. I was bringing up. We were talking about picks,
Yeah, the movies.
and I said one of my picks that nobody really liked, that I'm getting a lot of slack for, was the Notebook, because
It's flack, but go ahead.
I picked the Notebook because I was trying to. We didn't have a lot of romance type movies on there, and I knew I said this on the episode. I picked Notebook because I didn't pick Notebook itself. I picked Nicholas Sparks,
Yeah.
and I was trying to just encompass Nicholas Sparks.
Well,
with
the Notebook is big though. Everybody knows the Notebook.
People know it.
So last night I was really yearning for a rom-com.
Oh man,
And I spent probably 2 hours looking for a rom-com,
and you end up watching
and then
Notebook.
an hour switching between rom-coms. I started 2 different
Which
ones
ones?
and got about halfway through
What's your
before I switched back to one or the other.
What's your go-to Friday night? John Mark in his apartment by himself movie.
like movie-wise? It depends on my
What's
mood.
your go-to rom-com?
Rom-com. What were you watching last night?
Depends on my mood. I
You
can't pin that
You
down.
can't say. What were you watching last night, my guy?
I was watching while you were sleeping.
Okay, that's a classic.
And 10 Things I Hate About You.
Mm.
And about halfway through 10 Things I Hate About You, I switched back to While You Were Sleeping and finished that.
Okay.
Really cheesy movie.
See,
It had its moments, but there were parts that you're watching it and you're like, this is really cheesy.
I would have gone for anything. Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hugh Grant in a few things, but honestly though, I know he was like the rom-com
He
guy
was.
back in the day, and I've only seen probably 2 or 3 of his movies.
He's a good one.
There you go, folks. If you want a good guy that has his own place, doesn't live with his parents,
and kind of sometimes likes rom-coms.
and yeah, if that sounds like a good Friday night to you, John Mark.
John Mark.
Well, all right. So here's the thing about rom-coms.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about a rom-com versus an actual, what would be considered a comedy versus a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Why is there a
Um,
lighter in your hand? You token up? Oh, ooh, the Tuscan. Okay.
Ooh, and he likes
Yeah.
candles. You should wipe him up quick.
Shut up about my candle addiction.
He really has one. It's not a joke.
Candles, rom-coms, man.
So the thing about a rom-com, I guess I'll just say the thing about a regular comedy is they're usually more or less going to be slapstick, you know? Like you're thinking like Adam Sandler and those guys, you know? It's going to be slapstick, it's going to be goofy, and usually it's going to be dirty, you know? While a romantic comedy has less of the slapstick, less of the dirty, and it's more of relationship humor. It's more of situation. Regular comedies are situational humor for the most part. They get themselves in a situation and it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, I think rom-coms have more of the dirty than
Well,
normal
sometimes.
comedies.
No.
Okay, rom-coms.
Sometimes, but for the most part, they're juggling a relationship, and all the humor comes out of that dynamic.
Yeah. Dynamic and,
usually,
dialogue.
and
Well, I wasn't talking about comedy, but
rom-coms are made to sell to women for the most part, or for date nights. And so what goes into a rom-com is more of it's tamer because you're going to be watching it on a date. You don't want weird jokes or really dirty jokes happening instantly, when you're trying to take somebody on a date.
Understandable.
You want something, you want to be able to go and you kind of know what
Especially
to
for
expect.
teenagers.
It's a rom-com.
teenagers.
Yeah, you think of those late teens, people. The teenagers are starting to date, and Kyle and Jenny are both 16, 17, and they're going to see a movie, and she kind of want to watch a romance movie. He doesn't want to, but she's like, well, it's a comedy as well. And he's like, you know what? Okay, if it's like a comedy too, I'm down. So they go in.
Kenny kind of sounds like a Chad.
I said Jenny.
No,
I said Kyle and Jenny.
Okay, Kyle sounds like
Kyle,
like a Chad.
All right,
Kenny is.
it's Kyle and Kenny.
It's Kyle. Okay, so it's Kyle and Kenny, and Kenny wants to go see the romance. Kyle wants to see something else.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that it's a comedy as well is why Kyle is going. So it works. It works.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Well, what I was getting to before I went off on the rabbit trail was rom-coms, in my opinion, are more comfortable to watch.
yeah.
They really are.
You know, I'm gonna sit back on the couch and I want to watch something that I can watch easy and it's comfortable and tickles a little bit of your romantic side, and the funny bone, and
I know.
I'm restraining the jokes, man.
John Mark, let me answer this question because I know Wyatt is like this. When he doesn't want to watch something actiony or like you have to put a lot of thought into, I'm like, I'm going to turn on a movie. He's like, I'm feeling something light tonight. You use those words. I want something light. Are you that way? You're like, I want something light. I'm going to turn on a rom-com. Is that what you mean by?
Yeah, that's
something light.
Yeah,
yes.
because you think
that's what I mean.
You're hitting sort of all of the everything, like you said. You're because you could watch an action movie. You could watch Hacksaw Ridge, or Saving Private Ryan. Whew. Or you could watch 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah.
Both.
But
they're
thing
opposite
is,
ends of the spectrum. Or you could watch a heavy romance.
My name's Jeff.
All right. Here's the thing about a rom-com. You know how it's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to end happily.
Happy.
All right. And you get to laugh on the way to the happy ending that you know is going to happen. You know it's not going to end badly. You know they're going to get together in the end.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching La La Land.
That's not a rom-com though. That's a musical
See,
drama.
That's a romantic drama. And
romantic musical drama.
When Wyatt says light versus heavy, heavy. That's what I think of it. Yeah, I don't want to watch. I don't turn on La La Land when I want to relax. I went one time and it was depressing.
Yeah,
and I gotta watch it again.
I'm with John Mark. When I watch it, I want to like when it's over. I'm like, I should just go cry right quick.
Yeah. See, I don't want to do that. I want there to be. I want the romance to happen alongside of crazy hijinks.
Mm-hmm. So where would you put Notting Hill on that spectrum? Because Notting Hill definitely seems to me more like a romance over comedy.
Yeah, it's definitely not quite as funny.
The comedy is there. It's funny.
The comedy is there, and when they're there, it's really
very funny.
But it's not. It's also not like heavy drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's pretty good.
It's more relaxing to watch.
What's your favorite rom-com, John Mark?
I don't know. I like Midnight in Paris, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite rom-com.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite movies, but it's not. I guess it's not technically a rom-com.
Yeah.
It sort of is.
You know what mine is?
But
I talk about it a lot.
You have talked about it.
What is it?
I believe it's 50 First Dates. Is
Yep.
it not?
50 First Dates or Blended, which is essentially the same thing. It's Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, but they go to Africa.
Oh, okay.
It's not the 50 First Dates. That's funny. It's funny.
I hated that movie.
It's not as good as 50, but 50 First Dates, but it's still funny in my opinion.
I just don't like Adam Sandler rom-coms.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're too goofy.
Mm-hmm.
They're too goofy. And he's always goofy in them. And then there's these women that want to get with him. And I'm like, why? He's so goofy.
Well, I understand that.
Basically, what I'm saying is I don't want to watch this goofy guy get everything in the end.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost like Adam Sandler in real life.
That's definitely true. I would
It's
say
it's like, how did he get here? Why is he even here?
I don't like all of his rom-coms, but I think the ones combination with him and Drew Barrymore, they just fit. It's kind of like this thing they've done over the years.
Yeah. He's done a few with Jennifer Aniston as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when you're looking back on your life and you think, how in the world did Adam Sandler end up above me on the totem pole?
He was funnier. Wait.
Funnier, has a lot more money.
Yeah.
He has more money.
I take Wyatt. I take Daddy's opinions there. He doesn't
Daddy?
he won't watch Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like
Yeah.
it. He thinks, and I think that's because he's more serious.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
dad's definitely more serious.
And Adam Sandler's comedy is always just
Kind of slapsticky, kind of goofy.
kind of slapstick and stupid.
That's why
you
he
know?
doesn't care for Kevin James either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, I
he's
like
the
me
same
some
way.
Kevin
yeah.
James.
Yeah. What did we
All right. So is this basically it? We just kind of
talk
about random
Yeah.
stuff. Or?
If you have anything interesting going on that you want to talk about?
Any
Not
of
really.
your bird stuff? I know in the past we've talked about your bird stuff. What bird do you have these days? You got a new bird since last time we talked.
I have a kestrel. It's a little tiny falcon.
Kestrel, that's sick. Do you go hunting today? Are you?
No, he's got an injured foot and he's healing.
Yeah.
Although I think he's starting to heal up because he had an injured toe and I think he's started to move it again. So hopefully he'll heal that up and I can take him out on a few more hunts before I let him go. But I'm gonna let him go here next couple weeks. So
Okay.
Is that I know what are we kind of in spring? Is that what you classify what we're in right now? I guess.
Yeah, springish.
Do you normally let them go in like the spring, beginning of summerish?
These ones, yeah. Once all of the we hunt blackbirds, little blackbirds. Once all the little blackbirds start to kind of dry up and go back, on migration again, then I'll let him go because there just won't be anything to hunt. So,
Do you have any plans for any other birds? Because you've had a couple red tails. You have had a couple, kestrels.
I do. I do have a plan to get a bigger one,
What are you looking?
but not quite as big as the red tail.
What are you looking at? Oh,
You guys don't think any. Do any other falconers watch this podcast?
I'm sure no, but maybe
we kind of have a lot of falcon people that come.
Maybe we keep this amongst ourselves
right.
because I know what you're talking about.
We're gonna title it Falcon Guy with Falcon talks about something
Falcons.
you shouldn't do.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah, keep that one
because,
to yourself. Keep it close to the chest.
Because I don't want to get.
Other than
I don't want to get crucified.
Other than that, have you thought of any other birds you'd like to train? Would you ever want to train what's the desert one?
Harris Hawk?
Yeah. You ever want to train
those would be fun, but I'd have to go all the way over to. I'd have to go to Texas to get
Those
one.
are my favorite.
Or I'd have to buy one. I don't really want to buy one.
Yeah.
So
They're
Yeah,
super
man.
cool.
but
Are you
they are cool.
you just getting birds, hunting with birds, and then letting them go right now? You don't have any birds of your own that you keep for company in your lonely apartment?
No, birds don't make good company.
Not even your you had one, maybe two parrots? No, those weren't.
I had a
good
parrot, but
company?
I had a parrot, but I was too young to really know anything about parrots.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of parrots, I don't want a parrot
Oh.
because they're very high maintenance.
Yeah.
Very high maintenance,
Mhm.
more so than a hawk. Very high maintenance, and they have a special kind of love language that can be really painful.
What do you mean by that?
Well, one, even when they're in a good, healthy mood, they like to tear things up.
Mm.
All right. Two, they're kind of little a-holes.
Yeah.
That's just part of the nature of being a parrot is you have to be a jerk. You have to be a little jerk. So from what I've seen of parrots and from my experience. Parrots are 50-50 jerks and adorable little fluff balls.
Yeah.
But they go from 0 to 60 very fast. 1 minute you'll be holding them in your hand and they're cuddling, and then literally half a second later they're biting you. Now that's kind of what I've seen from parrots, and I know a lot of people, like that about parrots. They like, oh, you have to love them a certain way, and they'll love you back. And I'm like, you know what? I would rather have an animal that tolerates me at best, so that when it bites me, I don't have to wonder what it's feeling.
Yeah.
I can look it in the eye and go, I hate you too, and then we can go kill stuff. That's the kind of relationship I would like to maintain with my birds.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a working tolerance.
Girls can be that way.
Huh?
Girls can be that way.
I think Wyatt wants his girls to be that way.
Girls are probably more like,
she bites him and he goes, you know what? I hate you.
I hate you too.
Let's go get dinner.
That's Gone Girl.
Oh, yeah.
That was absolutely Gone Girl.
Mm.
Have you watched anything recently that you really liked other than Tenet?
Yeah,
I really liked Tenet.
Tenet.
Gosh, I'm trying to think.
I know you watched Godzilla versus Kong or some of it.
I hated it.
It's amazing.
You hated it. Why?
I hated
How
that
far
movie.
did you get into it?
I don't even want to talk about it.
You didn't even like the monsters?
The monsters.
Look, that movie, the movie's not even worth my time.
What?
Or the saliva in my mouth.
Oh.
All right. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay,
It's
what
a
about
problem.
did you end up watching Mortal Kombat?
I did watch half of Mortal Kombat with Luke
He
and
didn't like
Ethan,
that either.
and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of my impression though, because I
Let me
went to bed.
say this about Mortal Kombat: hot garbage.
Oh
Hot
yeah.
garbage.
It was an amazing
whole-
movie. It was not.
The movie was hot garbage. The fights were cool,
Mm.
The
and I
fights were
didn't even
excellent.
see. And I didn't even get to see the best fights. I fell asleep.
Did you?
But from what I did,
Have you ever seen the
they were
original
cool.
movie?
No.
Okay. Also hot garbage. Cool fight.
Well, all right. Well, you think it. All right. This is something I hate about video game movies.
Are you
and
cracking your knuckles too?
This is
Yeah.
this is what I hate about video game movies. When they make a movie based off a video game, for some reason the movies are always basically the video game.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't translate very well.
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat is cool. The characters are cool, but you don't have to. But what I didn't understand in the movie is why in the world did it have to be a tournament thing?
Because it's always a tournament.
Yeah,
Always.
but
tournament.
see,
I
and
didn't watch
that's
it, but
what you're thinking.
yes.
It's always a tournament. All right, so let's put that let's make it into a movie. Sometimes you gotta scrap those things that make the game cool.
Mhm.
That just make the movie seem stupid.
See, but I love tournament style movies.
Yeah, this would have been
But
a
it
decent.
wasn't a tournament style movie.
Mm-mm. They didn't get the
I
tournament,
didn't want.
did they?
I didn't get to see the tournament.
No.
I mean, the Kickboxer is a terrible movie. Or no, I'm thinking Bloodsport. Bloodsport isn't a great movie if you guys know Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh. Yeah.
But I love tournament style movies, and it's a tournament style movie. I wanted to see tournament style Mortal Kombat stuff.
Mm. Hey, John Mark,
Yeah.
we've been getting into, I've never saw it. Wyatt wanted me to watch it. Was Blade.
Blade. I've not seen Blade.
Oh,
You've not
come
seen
on.
Blade? Dude,
No, I've just listened to Wyatt talk about it,
Yeah.
but I've not actually watched it yet.
you should watch it.
I didn't think it would be your speed. I really didn't.
I didn't think so either. That's why I put it off. You said when you first moved in here, you're like, let's watch Blade. I'm like, we'll watch it, but
And
later.
here's
We'll watch it.
here's the thing about
we watched it. It was good.
Here's the thing about Blade. I had never seen it until maybe probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Mm.
And then but I enjoyed watching it, and then I watched it a second time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why? Why? And then I watched it a third time. Just occasionally, I get this hankering to watch Blade. Blade has a spell on me, and I kind of want to watch it right now.
All I have to say about Blade is you like to skate ice.
Yeah,
skate uphill. I messed it up. Watch it. It's great. It's the cheesy, fantastic vampire movie that everybody wants. They don't know they want it till they watch it. They want it. They need it in their life.
Yep. What you listening to?
Book-wise?
Like book-wise?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now, I am listening to Midnight at the Well of Souls.
That sounds interesting.
What is that?
So it starts out as a sci-fi.
Okay.
And these people go to this planet to follow a distress signal, and they fall into this sci-fi well.
Okay.
Basically they just sort of step on a platform and disappear, and they end up on this place called the Well World.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire world is divided into hexes, 6-sided pieces of land that are thousands of miles across and stuff. And in each hex are different races or species of weird alien creatures. Different levels of technology. Like you take a gun into one hex and it might not even work.
Oh.
All right. And when you go into the Well World and you pass through this portal, basically the premise of the thing is the universe is nothing but a math equation.
Okay.
And an ancient race discovered how to change the equation to basically make whatever they want.
Oh, interesting.
And the Well World is people on the Well World think that the Well World is the home of the main brain that this ancient race made, an ancient supercomputer that they use to change the fabric of things. So basically anything is possible. Nobody knows where this brain is at, but it controls everything on the Well World. So when you pass through this portal, you become something else, Basically you become a different species,
Wow.
So one character goes through and becomes a tree thing.
Groot.
And one character goes through and becomes a centaur, like a centaur.
Okay.
And one goes through and becomes a sentient bug in an empire of bugs.
Okay.
And so the story revolves around these characters trying to find the brain before the bad guy finds the brain and remakes the universe in his image.
Wow.
Cool. Hey, John Mark.
And
I don't want to.
they travel. I'm interrupting you so I can finish my synopsis.
Okay. All right, finish
I have
it.
a bad habit of interrupting people.
And so they travel through these hexes, but each hex is different. So for a couple chapters, it might be sci-fi. But for a couple other chapters, it might be fantasy because magic exists in some of the hexes. And it's really interesting.
Okay.
It's really, really weird. Like somebody was on a trip when they were writing it because not all of them are traditional alien races. Some of them are like really weird things.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely an experience, but that's what I'm listening to.
Ooh.
Okay. John Mark, a couple weeks ago, actually, I don't know, probably like a week ago at this point, we did an episode. Our crew, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We created a crew based on whatever we wanted. If like we're
like a heist crew.
Yes, our crew or whatever you want. It can be space crew.
It was what it was. I said build a crew for a ship, and build a crew for a ship, and make up the character. But a heist crew now sounds really good.
I mean, you didn't give us specifics. Have you thought of a heist crew? Your heist crew?
Those are very two different lists.
Yeah.
A crew for a ship versus a crew for a heist.
Well, Joseph did
right.
crew for like
his
a
wasn't
pirate ship.
Yeah, his wasn't.
His more pirate.
It wasn't
based,
even space. It
No.
was Earth, which I
Earth.
thought was cool.
Earth based, but
Yeah. So if you're gonna make a heist
Yeah.
list, you need the tech guy.
okay.
All right, your hacker guy.
Somebody be like, "I'm in."
Yeah, I'm in. All right, you need your hacker guy. You need your cool guy. All right,
Yeah.
the guy that he's trying to hit on somebody at a bar when you meet him.
Yeah.
You interrupt him, and then he's like, it's like, hey, haven't seen you in years.
He's usually a card sharp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You need the cool guy. You need the gosh, what else is there?
You're gonna have to have at least 1, 2, sometimes even 3 specialists.
Yeah.
So your
is not-
explosives.
Not
Your-
racist.
Yeah, you gotta have the
Your
explosives guy.
Your Asian
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, a martial arts character or a acrobatics character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have your explosives guy. You gotta have your badass. I'm kind of a rogue guy, which is not necessarily the cool guy. This is a different guy. And if you really want to bend,
sometimes he's the explosion guy.
yeah, if you really want to bend it, you make this guy the female character.
Oh wow,
And then you
that's
have-
not a trope. They never do that.
I know you guys hate that.
and then you have the female character.
Yeah.
And
But
the female
there's-
character
There's a bunch of different
and the leader.
there's a bunch of different titles for whatever kind of heist you're pulling, but no, we should do that one time. We should make a heist.
Well, see, what we did was we did ships,
Spaceship.
Like,
Mine was like
Wait, so
spaceship.
did you do it based off of like celebrities or like fictional characters?
Fictional characters.
we made up all
we made
of
up
our
own
characters.
characters.
You made up the character.
Made up our own
Now,
characters.
see, I gave them weeks to prepare.
Oh yeah, it was.
But I was the only one who drew all of my characters.
He drew pictures.
Okay.
Each of them.
All right. I wanna play this game right now on the spot.
Okay.
All right.
So you tell me the position and I will make up the character.
Okay, a space crew.
Oh, so this is a spaceship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
almost like you've been thrown onto like a Voyager, Star Trek ship almost.
Yeah.
Um,
You need a crew.
you need a crew.
Wait,
You're
so-
the captain.
Right. So
but you need a crew.
this isn't. So this is a Star Trek type
you
situation
don't have to, but that's
See,
how
mine-
I did it.
mine
That's how I
wasn't-
did it.
versus a Firefly situation.
Mine wasn't even a ship.
Mhm.
The game was anything you wanted.
Anything
The
you want.
ship can be doing anything you want it to do. The characters can do whatever you want. They could be pirates, they could be mercenaries, they could be smugglers. Mine happened to sort of be like kind of like
Apparently didn't
intergalactic IRS type characters.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they were very kind of officey looking. But Joe's was like time traveling Earth pirate space type stuff, which was cool. Yours were more traditional Star Trek type. But yeah, it could be Firefly style. It could be.
Well, mine was. I said it was Star Trek, kind of combined with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it could be kind of Guardians that come up with a wacky crew, and it was fun. So who's your captain? Do you have a captain?
Or you can be the captain. That's how I did it. I was the captain.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I know you got
So-
some stories back there in your head.
So my spaceship is not actually a spaceship. It's a time ship.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
But it's not a police box.
Okay.
It's something else. And wherever they go in time, it disguises itself.
Ooh.
So it could be a horse and buggy. All right.
Oh,
Of course it's bigger inside, obviously.
Yeah.
It could be a horse and buggy. It could be a VW bug, It could be a boat,
A VW van.
Yes. And so the main character, let me see.
Do something. Just name him quick. His name is like
Yeah. We will name him Cole Lampshade.
Lampshade. Okay.
Lampshade.
That
Cold
very
Lampshade.
I can tell you just
Lampshade.
watched Mortal Kombat. That's the name of the main
Right.
Mortal Kombat character is Cole.
And so I honestly
Couldn't even
forgot about-
remember.
No. I was using the old Celtic name for the birch tree. Cole.
Cole. Yes.
And,
The birch tree.
so
One
his
of the
name
most
is
noble.
his name is Cole Lampshade. That's a family name. The Lampshades are a old and noble house.
Okay.
And he was a light fixture salesman.
So he's like
Hence the name.
a
Hence the name
human.
Lampshade.
A human.
See, I was thinking that when his they used to be named lamb shake. Like
Lamb
two
shake?
shakes of a lamb's tail. They were
Yeah.
named lamb
Oh, so
shake,
they're like
but
Irish?
then they had to
His
immigrate,
name-
and so they
His
had
name
to
is
change
Lamp.
it.
His name is Lampshade, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And in his old family lights warehouse, he discovered this really weird looking machine with lots of light bulbs on it.
Okay.
It's a time machine.
Mhm.
All right. And he got in it, and he's been kind of strolling around time since forever,
Oh, sick.
just strolling around, seeing the sights, helping people, saving people.
Going where no man has gone before.
This is not Doctor Who. This is not. I
It's not
really,
Doctor
really, I really don't like Doctor Who. All right. I loathe Doctor Who. This is different.
Okay, yeah, it's different.
All right. And so he, over time, he assembles a crew, and they're all from different times. And they all have different abilities. He has Caroline. Caroline.
I thought you were gonna say Caroline Crackshot from Mississippi in the old West.
Just looking around at things on my desk. Caroline Crackpipe.
Crackpipe. Caroline Crackpipe.
What do you got behind that camera?
And Caroline, she is an Old West outlaw.
Okay.
All right. And then he has the communications guy, and his name is Franz,
Ooh.
German man. All right.
Sure.
And
Franz kind of seems like France.
His-
Like
Franz.
his name is
Franz is
his name
definitely
is
a
his name is
German name.
Franz, German man. And basically Franz is a great guy. He's great,
what's his job?
communications technician guy.
Okay.
And he basically his thinking is, well, it's not technically skipping out on my duty if I go back in time and gather all this great intel for the Führer.
Oh, so
So-
he's a Nazi.
Yes, well,
Oh, my
Franz is a
word.
Nazi. Yes.
Oh.
But the cast is diverse.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
Um,
very diverse.
So you have Franz, and there'd be a lot of humor because he's a Nazi, and people have
There'd be so much humor because he's
Yeah,
a
well,
Nazi.
Yeah, Nazis. They're
people
funny.
people would have to explain to him, hey, you don't do that. That's a Nazi thing. We don't do that.
Okay, yeah,
You
and
know.
he could have some good character development.
Yeah.
He could have some.
Wait
he
a
could
second,
have-
this is just Bill and Ted.
No, it's not.
This is Bill and Ted's excellent. Who are they going to get now? Socrates?
No. We should have there should be a
There
philosopher
should be a
though. but
philosopher
He's
and a president.
he's like the philosopher nobody liked because all his ideas were dumb.
Ooh.
He'd be like, so we're like all of us, we're just the toenail on some dude's little toe,
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
life is just dirt under our toenail, and nobody likes that guy.
Nobody wrote down anything he said.
Yeah, this is stupid, Wyatt. I can't think of these off the top. I know.
This was
I
your
said.
idea.
I know. I said give it to me, but I think I bit off more than I could chew, making it a time.
You're trying
thing.
to come up with names instead of just make like Alabama Jones and you
Alabama.
know.
Names are very important to me.
Yeah.
And Alabama Jones is almost as good as Franz German Man.
Yeah.
I love Alabama jokes.
Which one was crack pipe? Crack pipe.
Oh,
Something
Caroline Crackpie.
Carolina crack pipe.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
I drew all my characters.
You
and
had some crazy characters.
They looked amazing. Marsha.
Woo. Yeah.
Marsha was
You
amazing.
know why it's technically not a crew, but you know what I was thinking of the other day
Yeah.
was Murder Club.
Oh, Murder Club.
You remember Murder
You need
Club?
to write down Murder Club.
And I was thinking about all the characters we came up with for Murder Club.
I don't remember them. It's been a while.
And you know when I picture Murder Club in my head, I picture it like like the cover for like Friends or something like that, where you got the main girl, and then you've got all the guys around her, you know, like New Girl,
Yeah. So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
So Josh,
Yeah.
Murder Club was a story idea that me and Wyatt worked on jointly,
Yeah.
and it was about
What age were you guys doing this Murder
we were
Club?
teenagers.
Teenagers. Wee little crew
it was
time.
about a quirky, lonely girl that just moved to the big city, and she has no friends, and she likes books, and so she sees an ad for Murder Club. And so, thinking it's a book club for murder mysteries, which is what she likes, she goes and she joins it. She goes and she opens the door, and it's just this metal table in a dark room with a little light that kind of flings and squeaks,
Yeah.
And there's like 4 or 5 guys just sitting there in complete silence.
Complete silence around a table.
Yeah.
And this is Murder Club. And
Okay.
she kind of hijacks Murder Club, thinking it's a book club, and gets all these guys reading and talking to each other. They're all murderers.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're all kind of
All right.
insane.
And this is how they socialize. They go and they sit around a metal table in a dark room and just sit there and stare at each other.
I don't remember the characters. Do you remember the characters?
I remember we had one which was a hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the epitome of Tug's black glove, He was a hitman, he probably had an accent, and he was always, like
Being classy. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
the classy,
Yeah. See,
the classy. Yeah, he was a classy killer.
see where
Then we had the straight up psychopath
yeah.
that just kind of sat there like this
Yeah.
and stared at everybody and never
Really
said
good at
anything.
that.
Yeah, shut up. And then there were a couple of other ones that were like weird and funny in their own way.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was
I don't think that's weird at
a
all.
comedy.
So what we like to do is, I know I've talked to you and Joe probably a lot about tropes
Yeah.
and character tropes. What you do is you take the trope, you put it on the character, and then you make that interesting.
Sorry, I just wanted to.
So you just make the character. So the character may be the Hannibal trope.
Mm-hmm.
Very super intelligent, will mess with your mind and then eat you.
Yeah. Moriarty.
But you take him, but you
But-
make him interesting.
Yeah, but he has a foot fetish, so
Yeah.
he only eats feet,
Only feet
Or
or elbows.
Oh,
only
yeah.
feet.
He like he
Only
says
feet.
elbows are the most tender.
Yeah. All right. Or you could have a murderer that he just tries to emulate Hannibal, and he's really bad at it.
Yeah, he's always trying to be Hannibal, but he can't. He's
So the main character could sit down at the table, and this guy, he's sitting there and he goes, and starts, and he's really bad at it.
so this was like brain exercises for us.
How do you? Okay.
You don't like Murder Club? How do
No,
how do we come up with stuff like Murder Club?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You guys-
you have no idea.
No, Murder Club was basically, what if there was a club
Mm-hmm.
for guys that murdered? You know.
So
And
basically
then-
a club for yourself. You
And
go
then
once
you
when
need
you're part of
and
Murder
then
Club.
you need kind of somebody to be the audience.
Mhm.
Yeah, then you need somebody
The
to
girl, the new girl.
yeah,
The new
You
girl.
need the It's basically New Girl, but really dark.
Yeah.
You know, but still really funny. Except all the funny stuff has to do with
It's
murder.
dark. It's dark satire. It's like an HBO
Yeah.
show. It'd be really fun to
Yeah,
I
do.
don't
like-
know. You
I
think
think-
HBO?
I
It
think it-
seems like a Hulu original.
I think wasn't it? They don't understand about the fact that she's talking about books.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
They
the
think
original idea.
They think she's describing her own murders.
Yeah. So the original idea was that she goes in, and they all think that she's this amazing like mass murderer who's gotten away for so long, but really she's just talking about books. And they think, because sometimes she refers to herself as, like the main character of the book. She's just talking about the main character of the book.
Yeah.
But they think she's referring to herself, and they think she's just crazy.
Yeah.
Who would play this character?
I don't know.
Oh.
She definitely seems kind of like a Reese, like young Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Like
And
a
the thing
Legally
is,
Blonde.
Yeah.
she realizes what the club is really all about too late
Mhm.
because all these guys love her.
Yeah.
You know,
They all think she's
they
great.
love her. And I think at some point she accidentally kills a guy.
Mm.
Like there was like a suitor or the and you have a movie where you got a guy who's just the douchebaggy guy,
So easy to kill
And,
off.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one you kill off,
Yeah, easy.
And like he hits his head on her countertop and dies, And so she calls up all her murder buddies and they come over and they argue about how the best way to dispose of it.
Yeah. Oh man.
You got the one, he's like, we should cut him up. And the other guy's like, we should eat his feet. And the other guy's like, brethren, just put him in the duffel bag, and stuff like that. And she's sitting there trying to figure out
See, it's totally
how
like
to.
season 1. She has no idea.
Mm.
Season 2, she totally knows they're all murderers,
But she
and
doesn't
now
care.
she's a murderer, and she has to figure out what to do.
Okay.
Season 3, we don't know yet. We're still workshopping.
I got you.
Yeah, you don't come up with ideas like this.
I not really. I feel
Okay.
like back in the day I was more story oriented, but then I don't know.
You probably started thinking about girls.
I mean, no. We had our times. I was more of go out, make a sword, go out,
Okay,
play in
yeah,
the
yeah.
woods.
I mean, we did that too. How do you think we
We did
acted
that
out our
too, yeah.
stories?
Yeah, but I mean, I've heard you guys' stories.
We still do
a
that
lot of your
sometimes.
stories. You guys have so many
Hey Wyatt,
throwaway stories
Why-
in the back of your head.
Wyatt, do you remember the one? The go-to imagination story, which was it was two brothers,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and their dad was a genius and he made a time machine.
Oh yeah.
And they used the time machine and they traveled all over time, saving people with their
Well,
swords.
it
and
really
stuff.
depended.
Remember that one?
It really depended, because if we were inside, the setting was different. If we were
Yeah.
outside, the setting was different. Sometimes we were in the bathtub, and I want
Oh,
that.
no.
I want you to be able to understand exactly
Yeah.
how young we were
Yeah,
when we were coming up with these ideas.
I mean, I
Extremely-
remember
So-
like 3 and 4.
the youngest I remember was going to Maranatha,
Mhm.
and John Mark was coming up with probably the earliest I remember with stories. You might have been doing it before this, but like our superhero phase, we were coming up with superheroes. We had our own powers.
Dude,
we had
we
to
were
come
coming
up with our
up
own
with
characters.
superheroes before
But this was young.
there were superheroes on TV.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
I mean, I guess The Incredibles kind of helped.
It was The Incredibles came out and then everything was superheroes.
Oh man,
For us.
designing your own suit, designing your own superheroes, and then it got to the point where it was like, all right, our superheroes are too powerful.
yeah,
We need to come up with interesting superheroes who have superpowers, but they use them interestingly.
or like a good supervillain to
Yeah,
fight.
they're not just Superman who can destroy planets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I remember I had flames like for so long. I stuck with
You like the flames?
the flame
Yeah.
idea, like being able to control fire.
Well, you see that's the thing about our superpowers is they started off basic. Oh, I had super speed or I had flames, and then we started to get more and more creative about the kinds of powers we had.
Yeah.
Like trying to make powers up that didn't exist. If you go and you look at the Wikipedia list of superpowers, if you could make up a power, that wasn't on that list, you were the cool kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't really cool, but you to yourself you were cool.
Yeah. It was so fun, man.
Speaking of just being creative, coming up with ideas, this might be a very short conversation. You might just say no. And do you know anything about crypto? Are you investing in
that's
crypto?
not creative. You start talking about crypto, I'm gonna hit you.
Why are we talking about crypto? I thought this was a podcast.
Okay, never mind then.
I don't want to totally shut you down.
Shut me down. I was kind of shutting myself down. I just had,
whatever.
Do you know anything about crypto? Because I don't.
The answer's no, apparently.
Are you just gonna space out? What do you?
I'm up by $8.
Okay.
Oh,
So you got a little bit in crypto.
a little bit.
I have a little bit, and then I have some in actual real stocks.
Oh,
Yeah.
the stonks.
Yeah, and I am up $250 in those.
very
So
Well, I mean, I was only bringing it up, and you can say yay, nay. Do you want to talk about that? The story stuff we've been talking about?
The crypto story?
crypto story
Okay.
is why I was
Yeah.
bringing
All
it
right.
up.
I'll go into that a little bit.
what do you mean? What do you mean crypto story?
So Josh was talking about crypto, and
Mm-hmm.
the only way for my mind to try to process it and not be so incredibly bored was to come up with a story around it.
About how crypto works and stuff.
So in the future, it's like there's planets and future and space travel and everything.
Oh, I've already thought of this.
No. Hold on. Let me explain.
No, I literally have already
No.
thought of this.
I'm not done.
We'll
I'm not
compare.
done.
We'll
I'm not
compare.
done.
All right.
I'm not done. So, crypto is used as both currency and as basically
keys.
like control.
Yeah.
It's the information of the computers collect. Wait, I'm not done.
I've literally already thought of this.
Hold on. Then we can compare because you haven't already thought of it. We probably thought of it at a similar time.
You both thought of it separately.
But we thought of it separately. Information is collected through everything into computers and whatnot. And if say you have the cryptocurrency is just, we're going to use it loosely as an example, Bitcoin. One Bitcoin has so much information in it that's just been gleaned from everywhere, and it has value. So in the story, and it for the most part can't be deciphered. So the information's there, but it's not usable. But it's what fuels their currency and their economy. Well, there's these people in this world who either they're super smart or something, they own one Bitcoin, right? So say I'm one of these people, I own one Bitcoin, and I've deciphered vast portions of it, and I can use it. So parts of it may have information about locks and banks and things. And since this world runs on information flowing instead of just normal electricity, you can use your Bitcoin information essentially like a wizard.
Yeah. Like
So-
keys or as powers
So
to do what you want.
so hold on. So you got so the scenario I came up with is your character, who's just a normal guy, is running from the police, and he's in a futuristic like alleyway in tall buildings and everything, and the police halt him, And then this guy walks out of the shadows, and he's wearing like a robe or something, and he like activates like something on his hand or a necklace or a staff, and it shuts off all of their weapons. And then a car behind him lights up, and he's using the information that he has. So one Bitcoin has thousands of just tons and tons of information.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe some of the information is incomplete, and so there's other Bitcoins and other space wizards that can do different things. So how does your story compare?
So mine was in this world, reality has sort of broken down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's starting to fall apart. And so people use a gigantic skyscraper-sized supercomputer,
Okay.
which holds together the fabric of reality.
Yeah.
And so there are those people who can hack, that, and basically
You did think of this before me.
When
He says I thought of this before you, he means I thought of this years and years ago.
Oh.
You have explained this to me, and I'm just now remembering it.
And so
So you stole his
basically,
idea.
No.
You
basically the people the people who understand,
Mhm.
who can understand how this supercomputer works, who can manipulate the code, are more or less wizards.
Yeah.
And about the Bitcoin idea, I had an idea of what are the limits? Like, is it just unlimited, or do they need something to perform the magic? Do they need a source?
Mhm.
And a source would be like a currency, like a cryptocurrency. In order to perform any kind of physics altering magic, you have to spend something. You have to spend a product of the quantum computer.
So it's more than just the Matrix.
It's more than just the Matrix. The physics exists,
Yeah.
but they're falling apart, and what holds them together is this computer. And so these guys and women can hack it and tell it to do certain things to reality, or let reality slip in certain ways so that they can perform certain acts.
Yeah, so if I need to jump to the top of a tall building or jump across a river, you perform a magic spell, but it's not magic.
It's the
You're letting reality slip. Yeah.
It's that
and so
connect.
Connect.
And so there was an idea that, just like you mine Bitcoins, this giant quantum computer has this currency that it generates somehow, or something. It generates something that humans have turned into a usable item.
Yeah.
And so it's not quite real money, but these techno wizards need this in order to perform anything, and they budget it tightly.
Yeah.
How much of this weird quantum reality energy inside of a digital currency do I need to perform this act? And so when they want to do something, they put it in, like they're putting it into a parking meter.
Yeah.
Not quite like that, but it's the idea. They want to perform this act for this long. How much of this hard-earned, super valuable, reality-bending Bitcoin do I need do I need to make my body phase through a solid surface?
See, mine is very literally just they're wielding the information.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes so you need information. So for you to be able to transport through space to get to another planet, there's blocks and codes that have to be put in place by the planet or the government to allow you to travel through hyperspace. Mm-hmm. But if you have one of these Bitcoins that has mined enough data, or enough data,
you don't need the government
to allow you to put in the right codes, the information happens. You can use that information.
I had the perfect example sitting in front of me this entire time, and I forgot to use it.
Yeah.
It's basically mana.
Yeah. Mana.
For a video game, or a role-playing game, magic system, you have mana, magic points, you know? And so
we both heard it.
No. You've it's gotten to the point where this is more interesting. like for me, the Bitcoin thing is interesting.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, I know you're
asleep.
Well, you know, it's like our cryptocurrency idea is rather than, oh, I have no mana, you know, I have no Bitcoins, you know, something like that.
I don't have any Doge. You got some Doge on you? Look, Doge isn't as good. It's not as pure, but I could take some Doge.
See, now that would be
Elon Musk said Doge is good, so the Doge is good.
That would be a cool idea, Wyatt, for a cryptocurrency-based magic system.
Yeah.
Is you have all of these cryptocurrencies mined, and they all support or do different things.
Yeah, so
and however much you have. So if you want to bend reality enough for you to slip through space and teleport, you need like get move coin. You know,
you got or you got to have something pure like Bitcoin.
Yeah,
like Bitcoin is incredibly good. It's incredibly pure. But if you're using something kind of like trashy, kind of trash like Doge, it's not going to work.
Or
as
Litecoin.
Good. Yeah, or Litecoin.
Stuff like MoveCoin supports the bending of space time.
Yeah,
and is on a platform, you know, and stuff like that. And so you can perform all these techno wizard, physically reality bending feats. But you got to have the proper coin, you know, the proper thing that supports that. But
I have wares. I guess Josh, if you have coin.
Josh brought up cryptocurrency, and now I think he regrets it.
No,
we turned it into something interesting for us.
They just turned this into a conversation about magic system. They always do this.
No, I'm not a storyteller like you guys, so I don't come up with these ideas.
It's all right. You can listen to them.
Yeah, that's what
we got to tell
John Mark's on the podcast. I'm not here to be the guest. John Mark is. John Mark is the guest of this episode.
How long are we at?
Well, I mean, we're probably over an hour at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I feel like if we could cut out that entire romantic comedies portion, I feel like that was
gotta keep it in.
Yeah, we need.
Nah, that was a real low. That was a real low point.
We'll cut out the Nazi.
I didn't even know what I was talking about.
John Mark, you know, you're a guy that just needs a little bit of love in his life.
Yeah.
And
well, you see, I watched one romantic comedy last night, and I feel like an expert now.
He told us too.
I feel like an expert now.
And
he told us he watched two. I remember two.
You watched.
I did. Well,
1.5.
I finished one, and I got halfway through the other one, which I'll probably watch later. But it's a high school rom-com, you know, and so I'm watching I'm like, I want to watch a rom-com about adults, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go back.
Dude, I was watching something, and it was about teenagers, and they're like, you know, the teenagers are romantically involved with each other, dating and stuff. And I'm like, this isn't interesting to me. They're teenagers. I don't care.
Yeah.
Was this, we were talking about Outer Banks?
And you're sitting.
Yeah, Outer Banks.
Because we were talking about this the other day.
Well, those were obviously not.
You know, especially when you're watching those rom-coms that take place in high school, and you're watching it, and you're like,
am I allowed to be?
you're like, am I allowed to think that she's hot? You know?
Well, you know what? She's probably definitely, you know, an adult.
Yeah.
Because they never have high schoolers playing high school.
You're in the movie. You're in the movie, and you can't help but feel like you're kind of around a cafeteria corner,
staring at this take place,
and you're like,
ugh, it's not as fun.
It takes us. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of our college guys go back to high school
story.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not. No comment on that for me.
Well, I enjoyed Wayne.
Wayne was great. Yeah,
I enjoyed Wayne and their high school kids.
They are, yeah, younger high school kids, but
the show,
the Canadian one.
No.
Wait,
you're thinking Letterkenny.
I'm like,
Josh hasn't seen Wayne.
No.
No,
I got to
apparently
get
not.
him to watch it, but
Wayne.
yeah, Wayne.
You got to watch
Okay.
Wayne.
I'll watch Wayne. Maybe. I don't know what I'm watching, but maybe.
Well, I think we're kind of coming to the end here, guys.
Yeah. Do you have any closing words, John Mark? Any? Do you want to shout out your Instagram? Maybe you can get a few DMs out of it.
Be good to one another.
Oh, okay. Is that your
No, are you trying to quote Bill and Ted? Because you're doing it wrong.
I just
hold on. It's be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
I don't know
Everybody
if Bill
knows
did,
this.
but-
no. You see, it was basically that, but translated into John Mark,
Yeah.
Be good to each other.
which is basically
Yeah.
completely butcher the paraphrasing.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. So whatever.
John Mark's Instagram is John Mark.
Ooh.
Is
John-
it John
I could-
Mark?
I could
Goforth?
pull it
I
up.
have not. I think I have two of them because I made one a long time
You
ago.
do.
forgot
I've
about
noticed
it.
that
Yours
actually.
is, it's probably the one with the bird on it, isn't it?
So he does
Uh,
Bird. He liked romantic comedies.
Yeah.
What else does
Hey,
John Mark
if you
do?
if you guys look at my Instagram, you'll notice that it's basically just birds and dead things. And so if you like either birds or dead things, or if you're like me and you like both birds and dead things
All
together,
right. Well, now
Yeah,
you
this
sound
is
like a
the page.
sociopath.
this is the page for you because there's a lot of birds and dead things. So
You don't ever
Um,
take pictures of your cute brother or your family or anything like that.
well, I do, but neither William is neither a bird
A
or
bird,
dead.
nor is he
So,
dead, and
um,
therefore it's not interesting.
No, so right now my current this is it. I'm not actually saying go look at it.
Oh, look
but
at that
I'm
art.
just proving to you guys
it looks
that it's
like-
not the one
oh,
with
no,
the,
that's
there
not
is
it.
no bird.
That's some good art. I wonder who did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a total of 82 followers. I didn't know
Get him
that
up
many
to,
people
Like
actually
at
liked me.
least
There you go.
150.
Birds.
Ooh, cute bird.
Oh,
So
how many followers do I have?
Oh, we're comparing now.
I don't want to embarrass you.
Comparing the clout.
I got 222.
Oh, nice.
whatever. I don't ever use Instagram except for birds and dead things.
And
so.
memes.
I hear that.
And memes.
Yeah.
Well, go give John Mark a DM and
Yeah, tell him. Nah. Thank you guys for listening to this Wiseworks podcast. Go find us on Wiseworks Films. That's going to take you to all our stuff.
.com.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously. Come
Well,
on.
if you don't know what the word-
Wiseworksfilms.uk and
Yeah.
and subscribe to Wiseworks podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. That's us.
Pretty simple. That's us.
You're not
Have
you're
a
not
good
gonna
night.
say hit that like button.
You like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
You hit the bell. Make sure you turn on notifications.
Yeah.
You gotta smash that like button.
Hey,
Smash it.
hey, wise guys. Thanks for watching another one.
Yes. One more thing
Wise
before we
guys.
close
Wise guys.
out. If you like this episode, John Mark is going to be back for season 8 of the Midnight Special. So come see the Midnight Special season 8 coming up in.
I got lots of ideas.
Yes.
I got lots of games to play. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my arc.
This is my
this
arc.
is gonna be my arc.
Yes. So if you like it, John Mark's going to be on, and you're going to hear more probably about his birds. Have a good night.